Hello and welcome everyone to Let's Play Tomb Raider 4 Remastered. This is 115 speaking, and before we properly start today's episode, I just briefly wanted to talk about the second major patch released for Tomb Raider 4 and 5 and 6 Remastered. What I'm gonna be focusing on really is just Tomb Raider 4 Remastered today, as that's the one I've experienced properly so far. And I want to show you a couple of things. First and foremost, new loading screens have been added to the game, and what better way to check them out than to try all those save files we've been creating on our journey so far. So the time's exclusive one is sort of a remake of the lovely render of Lara in the library. Angorvat, I presume, is gonna be the same one as it was before. But a new one for the Race for the Iris, that's pretty awesome. Okay, let's just keep this going. Tomb of Seth has the camels from the introductory FMV. What about burial chambers? Yep, we see Seth's tomb there. This is unchanged, so a new loading screen, I believe, for the Times exclusive and Race for Iris. Let's keep going. Oh my god, I love this render so much from 1990s. They remade that is phenomenal. The new one for KV5. Oh, excellent. Honestly makes me sad that these were not around when we did this, but oh well. This one we have seen already for Karnak, the Great Hippostal Hall. Okay, that is unchanged. So they were in such a rush they did not even implement all the loading screens. Yes, the Sacred Lake one. Now, I think this one before was applied also to the Tomb of Semerkhet. Oh, that is so cool! Approaching the entrance with the Amulet of Horus, then that gets stolen by Amon Croy. Guardian of Semerkhet is the lovely reference to the Peru section of Tomb Raider Legends, still awesome. Desert Railroad, gorgeous loading screen there, and Lara still, I believe, has the visage of her FMV outfit rather than the classic one. Yep, Alexandria, yeah, she has those black boots, not brown ones like we see in-game. And Coastal Ruins, the Trusted Skeleton over here, and I think we're gonna see the same ones here. Let's see the Catacombs. Yep, another Tomb Raider Legend reference. What about Temple of Poseidon, though? Oh, that is new, but looks nothing like Temple of Poseidon. There were Egyptian hieroglyphics there? What on earth? Had nothing to do with Greek architecture, that one was a bit weird. The Lost Library, yeah, that one's still unchanged. I'm actually glad about that, because I love it so much. Will there be something interesting for the Hall of Demetrius? This one, that has nothing to do with Hall of Demetrius, this was there before as well. Okay guys, so we checked all the loading screens so far, and of course to see more of them we'll need to move along with the walkthrough. If you scroll all the way to the right, they gave us sort of an additional incentive to join the Society of Raiders via the QR code at the very right when scrolling through all three games. There it is. What I see now is this logo saying success. Verum invenire virtus revela. Okay, sure, the Truth Seekers, I guess, as they try to rebrand it. You can make changes to your account at any time by visiting TombRaider.com. So I already had a TombRaider.com account, and I joined the Society of Raiders back when this feature was implemented to Tomb Raider 1 to 3 Remastered. But now, as an extra incentive, if you do it, you need to take your phone, you need to scan the QR code, create an account, or in my case, since I already had it, just log in. You can then be subscribed to sort of a monthly newsletter from TombRaider.com, which I already was, because I just want to stay up to date on what the official statements are, as well as unofficial ones. The incentive to do this is that in Tomb Raider 4 and 5, if you load any kind of save file, you will be able to equip Lara's golden pistols this time. So let me show that to you. And I'm really sorry, and I apologize for having interrupted the gorgeous Angel of Darkness theme. Okay, so into the Temple of Poseidon we go, and I intentionally want to enter the Lost Library first, because if you now, in any level, after seeing that screen, open up your outfit selector, you will see it was expanded somewhat. So you can, again, cycle through all the different outfits and that sort of thing. It should even tell you the conditions for what you need to do to unlock them. For example, finish TR5 and find all secrets in Ireland. Finally, this was not the case before. It was always a bit obscure what you're supposed to do it, but of course, if you just complete the game, get all the secrets and beat it, you will end up with all secrets anyway, right? But now they make it explicitly clear for people maybe who are not completionists. I think that's pretty cool. So we can switch into the FMV friendly outfit. Another thing you have noticed is Classic Braid. you can toggle it on, and Lara's gonna have the same braid she had in 1, 2, 3 Remastered, which is pretty interesting. But since this is 4 and 5, I want to have the one she has in the FMV. It actually looks a lot worse, I'll be honest. Her classic braid is so much better, but I just want to be faithful to what she looks like in the FMVs here. Okay, now you can of course toggle the sunglasses like before, and here's the golden pistols toggle, feature available upon linking game to Society of Raiders. I heard some people saying online that you also need to beat the game first. No, you don't. I'm running the Steam version where I haven't beaten the game yet, because I'm using it to make this Let's Play series, and you can already get the golden pistols here, so let me show you. There they are. You can see them in the inventory. This will not show, by the way, in the original graphics. They are going to look identical. This only pertains to the remastered graphics, which I think is a lot of shame. There are a few people who also like to play on the originals. Imagine having gold there as well. I really hope they'll add it. Now, there's a bit of a weird flickering effect going on in the inventory, but in-game, my god, these things, that is, when they don't disappear, look phenomenal. Well, let's just switch to them. And this is what they look like, Lara having a bit of a blink. Now guys, I'm a bit sad about this, because this would have been such a perfect addition to Tomb Raider 1, 2, 3 Remastered, back when I was doing my time trial pistols only runs. I don't see myself using it in Tomb Raider 4 and 5, simply because there are no time trials where you're forced to use pistols only. But you know what? If there's ever gonna be a challenge where we need to do something with just pistols, I'm gonna turn on the golden ones just for shits and giggles. So at least that's how I'm gonna let them shine, okay? So, these were also implemented into Tomb Raider 1, 2 and 3 Remastered. So if you boot up those games, you will absolutely see the same Society of Raiders link, and you will be able to link your account and unlock them there, which is nice, but I guess everyone was hoping for a major patch for Tomb Raider 1, 2, 3 Remastered, not golden pistols. Anywho guys, the most important thing I want to show you, kills. Have they fixed the kills? Well, let's see. Mechanical Soldiers, Lost Library, we are at 191. Miss Croft. Okay, one is down. And we are still at 191. What's worse, guys, if you drive over enemies in KV5 or Valley of Kings, or later on in the City of the Dead, it still doesn't count. So they did absolutely nothing with the kills count, which was my biggest gripe. One thing they have, however, updated is if you go into the options settings and the graphics settings, the health bar. So, the previous major patch number 1 changed it to smooth, but after release it was an instant, and with major patch number 2 they again gave us the option to give it instant. Remember my complaint back in the Guardian of Samarkand level, where our health bar decreasing gradually via a nice visual effect meant that it misrepresented the health status we actually had, and that made the finish Guardian of Samarkand level on fire challenge especially difficult? Well, let's just compare that now. We are at the smooth setting from the previous major patch. See, it takes a while for the health bar to reflect, but if you now set it to instant, you will immediately know what your health situation is. Come on, swipe that X. There we go. And this is great. This is exactly what I wanted them to fix. Okay, guys? So yeah, we had a small victory as it pertains to fixing the health bar, and they did it in the best way possible. They let people choose. Maybe some people prefer the gradual decrease. I don't know why you would, but again, extra option is never offensive. But they did absolutely nothing with the kill count. But they added new loading screens, so there's that. You can change Lara's braid and you get the golden pistols. And the cool thing is, we're gonna use the golden pistols for a pistol-related challenge today in Cleopatra's Palaces. Okay, guys? And one thing I want to show you is just to prove that Tomb Raider 1, 2, 3 Remastered got patched as well. You know, I didn't think we'd be back here again so soon, but again guys, I just want to show you that Tomb Raider 1, 2, 3 Remasters was patched as well. So, again, same gist as before, you need to scroll down this time, not right, to see the final page with the Society of Raiders, and what you'll see once you link your account successfully is the screen saying success. You can make changes to your account at any time by visiting TombRaider.com. That's what you want to see to know that the pistols have been enabled. Okay guys, and you know what? Let's just reload our reunion save from the Lost Artifact expansion, why the hell not? And here we are, and oh wow, looks like we have them enabled by default for whatever reason. So again, you'll see the golden pistols in your inventory screen over here. They have this odd flickering effect, And if you go to Outfit Selector, you will see it's expanded. You don't get to actually pick the Tomb Raider 4-5 Remastered braid. Okay, so that's missing there, but anywho. And all the outfits here say feature available upon completing the game once. That's because they didn't have this whole find all secrets per chapter unlock system as Tomb Raider 4 and 5, okay? And you can just easily toggle the pistols. And see, we're back to normal here. And we changed the outfit by accident. Doesn't matter. So anyway, really cool addition to 1, 2, 3 Remastered. If you're yet about to experience these absolutely wonderful games, I can't recommend it enough. Turn the golden pistols on to bring you a little bit more luck for when you'll be doing your pistols only time trials. If you're interested in checking out those, I'm gonna provide a link in the description below where you can check my guide for Tomb Raider 1, 2 and 3. Anywho guys, let's start playing Tomb Raider 4 Remastered, and I'll see you in Pharos, Temple of Isis. And we get a lovely loading screen to boot. Is this an addition to Major Patch 2, I wonder? I don't actually know. So anywho guys, I would very much like to welcome you to Pharos, Temple of Isis, or as the title of the video, because of the YouTube character limitation, says just Pharos. In today's level, we are gonna get our hands on all 20 goodies, raising the total to 370. However, by the time we finish it, and I'll show you the stat screen again, you'll see 371, and that's because in order to wrap things up here, we'll need to very briefly peek into Cleopatra's palaces, steal a key item and come back here, and this will allow us to get the final key item here. Hopefully that will make sense. We are also gonna land all 6 kills eventually, landing us with 202 kills count. We're not gonna find any secrets, but the final secret of Alexandria chapter is located in Cleopatra's palaces, and we are gonna break all 8 breakable wooden chests as part of the Oops achievement, raising the total to 124. Talking about achievements, Theomachist. You've seen the great statue in the loading screen already. I can't tell if this is Isis or Cleopatra. Nevertheless, gorgeous statue, a great one. We're gonna do a handstand in front of it, raising Theomachist by 1 and raising the total to 5. There's gonna be another one in Cleopatra's palaces right around the corner. And finally, as it pertains to the achievements, we're gonna start Jason's Apprentice. Another lovely reference to Jason and the Argonauts. We need to use our shotgun to knock back 5 skeletons into water. 3 are possible within Pharos, and the rest will be possible in Cleopatra's palaces. You can do it to more than just 5, so you have some skeletons for, I guess, to make error and still comfortably unlock the achievement. I want to show you how many it is possible to do it to, kind of like I did with de-escalation before. Okay guys, important note, make sure to unlock this achievement on normal difficulty. This will not be possible on New Game Plus difficulty because skeletons are immune to shotgun blasts, okay? So just keep in mind this playthrough is your one and only chance to do it, unless of course you want to start a new one specifically for this. Anywho guys, one thing I absolutely want to show you is this place. It really reminds me of the Sanctuary of Skion from Tomb Raider 1. It used to be very plain, still a sight to behold, right? But then came the first major patch and it added rubble from a statue, a hand and a head, which added a lot of the atmosphere. But then a couple of days ago the second major patch came and they added fish swimming all around here. This was not the case before the patch. Oh, and by the way, the patch is not out on the Good Old Games version of the game. Again, Good Old Games just always gets a shorter end of the stick. I do not understand why. Usually it takes 1 or 2 weeks before the patch comes there. It was the case with 1, 2, 3 Remastered, and it is the case now, which is very annoying. Nevertheless, fish are here, so yay, but they are not affected via the animate toggle, which is a bit of a shame. I guess they work similarly to Lara or the hammerhead shark that is lurking here. Oh yes, baby. This beast is a prime target for poisonous crossbow bolts. So first of all, I'd like to make it to all the way top to here and give the shark a moment. Oh my god, I saw something to swim towards us, but not before I take a picture. We can see Lara's shadow and hammerhead shark shadow. Ooh. That right here is a bad situation we don't want to be in. Nevertheless, let me take a picture of this doofy and strange looking monstrosity. I mean, I really feel like hammerhead sharks just should not exist. What is this? But they do, and that somewhat creeps me out. Okay, let's make it out quick before it bites us, and let's switch to poison bolts, and let's see if we can... perfect, right in the hammer. So now guys, Hammerhead Shark has a lot of health and you don't really have a good vantage point to shoot at him from, which makes poison the perfect tool to dispatch this bastard. And there are gonna be quite a few targets like this in the next, well, not the next level, but the one after, the City of the Dead. So I'm looking forward to letting the poisonous ammunition shine somewhat. Now, what we'll have to do in order to land the next shot, remember, as I explained in my Times exclusive level and also in Hall of Demetrius, poison never kills your enemies, it only kills Lara for whatever unknown bloody reason. So what you need to do is wait until the HP is reduced to literally the lowest unit, presumably 1, and then land the killing blow yourself. Okay, it's getting closer and closer, and I don't want to let it bite us, so... Okay, that should be enough. And now, Miss Croft, you got this, girl. Yay! Okay, guys, and there's our trophy. And it didn't even bite us. But before we move things along, something I want to show you, and I kind of regret not really properly showing it to you in my original LP, is the slide over here. I talked about it back in Coastal Ruins, but this is your way to come back to Coastal Ruins and the entire Alexandria Med complex in case you are missing either Pharos Knot or Pharos Pillar. Okay, so I just really wanted to show you that. I also wanted to reach this point without letting the shark bite us because, well, I mean, if it does happen, Lara's health will be refilled, so it's inconsequential, but I just didn't want to feel like I'm taking advantage of the health refills for just making transitions in between loading screens. It just feels so dirty. So anyhow, I'm gonna light up another flare. This should be very familiar territory by now, and let's go back. So glad I showed you the shortcut back in case you need it. And essentially, Pharos Pillar we got our hands on in the Lost Library next to the Fire Elemental. The Pharos Knot we got opposite Von Croy's encounter in Hall of Demetrius, but all are pretty much part of the same building. That's what everything through Catacombs and Temple of Poseidon led to. So first of all, let's add the left object over here. Yeah, there's the shape of the knot. There we go. Pretty sure I saw some subtle hieroglyphics change on the receptacle object ID, so it faces a similar issue like it did in OG graphics. You know what? I'm gonna toggle to OG graphics and see if the receptacle object is swapped like it was in the original PC version. Pharos Pillar. Yeah, you can see the hieroglyphics at the top and bottom just instantly swapping. Oh, that's a bit funny, like cinema trickery. Okay, guys, and we didn't hear any noise, which is very disappointing. I would really appreciate some water effect here, but not the wooden bolts over there, but the entrance over here has actually lifted. We can enter. There are no goodies in this large empty area, nor to the sides here. And honestly, this right here, I would kinda already consider part of Cleopatra's palaces. My god, would you look at that? Wow, how did I miss this in my trial? Well, I'm glad I didn't miss it here. Oh, we are taking a picture. Absolutely, and maybe like this. Oh, this looks phenomenal. They're actually protruding. It's Osiris, and I assume Isis, since we are in the Temple of Isis. I'm not sure who the other lady is, but I think Osiris also had a lover. I'm not sure if it was Hathor or someone else, but this could be essentially the three of them living happy married life. I don't know. Maybe there really was no jealousy, just pure love involved. Who knows? Can work. So, guys, first target for Jason's Apprentice, and I think this is a prime opportunity to show you a new addition. Oh yes, now we're talking. Oh, this is gonna make taking pictures so much better. So there is now a lightning tab in the photo mode, which allows you to set the position wherever you want it to be. We can get it closer to the skeleton. You can also change the kind of color you would like it to cast and the intensity. Oh yeah, it can get really bright there. All the way to 31, I think. Not sure what follow is, to be honest, never noticed. And you can then switch to another one and set a different lighting, if you're so inclined. Okay, that's a lot of lights. But these work even in the original. That's awesome. Okay, I just want to get rid of the interface, and I want a warmer light. So let's just get rid of both of them, and let's switch to the first one. Let's get it here, or maybe a bit closer to the skeleton. There we go. I want to change the color to something warmer. Oh, that's it. That's it, alright. And the intensity I want just a little bit lower. Awesome. And this is how I want to take a picture of the skeleton and the ram statue over there. And these guys are Royal Guard. They're kind of a big deal, but mechanically they're exactly the same. See? As the basic skeletons in Coastal Ruins. But still, I appreciate the attention to detail. Nevertheless, guys, keep in mind, once you fall down here, this is a point of no return. Make sure you wrapped up everything in Alexandria. May fortune favor the foolish. Now we are going to enter a bit of a crossroads here with 3 openable panels. I just want to show you in one breath that the left one and the middle one are utterly pointless, but if I'm not mistaken you will find a small medbag in one of these 2 on New Game Plus, so there's that. So I guess it's a useful training exercise to be able to open all these in one breath, yeah. I mean, you can always swim back to where you fell from and get a rebreather there, but come on, this is way more thrilling. But on normal difficulty, it's just the right one you want to get out of here. Nothing else. This was so disappointing to me as a kid, you know, just, what? Am I missing out something? It made it feel like such a unfinished level. Oh my god, but what is not disappointing, the Zodiac. First of all, Uzi's IO best tool for this bastard. This, my friends, is, oh my god, a golden Reyes. And I want to take a picture of this incredibly annoying harpy, is what it essentially is. Yeah, they look just how I remember them, with a shiny cone of paint. I would like them to raise the wings. Oh, that's a bit better. Oh yes, that is better indeed. You know what? Let's grab the Reyes and the chest in one picture. There we go. And my friends, if this looks familiar, it should. We found a golden key item back in the Guardian of Samarkand level, displaying one of these as a graceful winged woman figure. There's nothing graceful about this, but they do cast magical bolts, and if they get close, these things can poison you. Oh, thank god, which is what made me very nervous when we were, you know, rolling underneath it. Nevertheless, guys, what I truly want to capture here, my god, this place is gorgeous. We're just taking picture after picture. The Zodiac sign here. Ancient Egyptian Zodiac signs. There is an entire article on this on the Archaeology of Tomb Raider within the Artifactual section. If you're checking out my video descriptions, you see that I'm linking this all over my Let's Play series. Feel free to check it out if you want to know the history of it, where it is actually located, that sort of thing. But you can see different star signs here represented by a fish, what looks like a headless dog, but this to me seems like they used AI upscaling, because I'm pretty sure it was not supposed to be headless dog in the original, ugh. But you can see an owl, you can see Horus, and yeah, actually the closer I look at this in the remastered graphics, the less I like it. Yeah, the originals you could get away with, but this, it's missing something. But at least we can make our ram heads and maybe Sobek on the side. So you have a pantheon of Egyptian gods here and star signs, which is pretty awesome. But let's not get distracted from our real goal, vandalizing everything. And that is to break all the breakable vessels around. There we go, there are so many goodies here, and honestly so few enemies to actually use all this ammo on. That's the design principle of Tomb Raider 4. Now, I understand not everyone picks up all the goodies, but still, there's just so much. You're never gonna suffer an ammo shortage. This is also one of the reasons why, you know, my no pistols challenge doesn't really make any sense whatsoever in Tomb Raider 4. I did it in Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3, even in originals, even in remasters, but in Tomb Raider 4, I already know from the get-go we're gonna have enough shotgun ammo for every single enemy in the game. There is no challenge. Anywho, guys, from the crossroads, choose the left path first. This is important, because this is gonna take us to what is essentially one of the most beautiful statues in the game. There she is. And again, I cannot really tell if this is Cleopatra or Isis. If you guys have any guesses who this could be, please let me know. I mean, the headdress with the snake makes me think this is Cleopatra, but I'll let you guys be the judge of that. Or maybe this is supposed to be Cleopatra on the columns. Oof. Okay, she received nice treatment, as opposed to Isis in the statue over here. She, I got the gist of what they were trying to do in the original, but remasters finally did it did this lady justice. Now, the only way we'll be able to do a headstand is from here, but first we need to open the damn thing. And this is where it gets quite dangerous. So first of all, only pick the left side if you're interested in getting all the goodies in the game. This still counts for pickups. If you don't play on a version with all the achievements, or if you don't care about in-game stats, don't bother. Because you are gonna get your hands on a so-called broken beetle. Let's take a look in our inventory. There it is. It's not really broken. I always found this nomenclature weird. It's just hollow, but it seems intentionally hollowed out.
No.
Well, Lara's not happy about it, and I can't blame the girl. But this releases the death beetles. Of course it does. What you really are interested in is actually a fully functional, non-hollow beetle over here. But this one will also release a swarm of beetles. Yeah. Ugh. Okay, let's get out of here. This series of movements with rolling and cancelling Lara's fall recovery is the best way I can think of to do that. Now careful, they can climb up here, so be fast. Now we need to press 2 opposing buttons to open the trapdoor and make the beetles fall, okay? Okay, excellent. And let's just do this and immediately transition into standing jump. Don't try and do running jump, it's not gonna work. And there it is. The trapdoor is now open for us to do away with the beetles. Okay, some of them will be smarter and go around, as you can see, but not all of them. That's what matters. Okay, that was pretty awesome. And now I would like to use this trick. Wait, that's not it. Anywho, Theomachist. Yay. Okay, I was kind of hoping we'll capture the statue in the shot as well. You know what? I'm gonna do it justice like this. We don't need to animate fire for the picture, but I just think it's way cooler like this. There we go. Even the lightning leaks better. What I was trying to do was this. But I forget. I'm still trying to get used to these new moves. Anywho, instead she pulled off the Angel of Darkness one. So let's descend into the pit. Its purpose was not just to do the Theomachist handstand, but also to trap the beetles, but also to allow us to get to a very crucial key item. Uh-oh, that didn't exactly work out. Okay, let's just do this. You have another sliding ramp there, but you don't need to engage with it at all. You can just climb this one directly. If you press the button over here, you will open the door that trapped us in when we originally entered. So there's that. But let's also pick up what we originally came for. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. It's a winding key for a toy we need to find. And that thing, we're gonna have to go through literal fire and brimstone to get it. Okay, I think grabbing jump here would... Oh my god, Lara, what? She got stuck in a... Never mind. Okay, we took a very small amount of damage, it's fine. Just not really as cool as I imagined. I keep having many of these mishaps today. Anyhow, let's get out of here. We pretty much dealt with what could be argued as the most dangerous place. I mean, I consider death beetles to be the scariest part of Tomb Raider 4 when I was younger. And I kind of don't blame myself. Now, there should be a royal guard here. Yep. Go jump in the lake. There we go. And now, going clockwise, we can enter the middle path of the crossroads. By the way, I just want to really appreciate how they touched these up. These were so blurry and difficult to look at, but now, look at that. It kind of reminds me of the Egyptian levels in Crash Bandicoot 3 now with the color scheme. It's absolutely stunning, gorgeous. Okie dokie. But here we have a bit of a antechamber, a foyer we can use to break more of these wooden chests. This one's empty, which is a bit of a bummer. Okay, there we go. And now let's pick up the Uzi clips and get our hands on even more goodies up on the step over here. And this leads to very impressive and very intimidating chamber. I do recommend saving here, but of course I'm not going to do that. I mean, why would I, right? That would only be the reasonable thing to do. Oh, already? I thought it's going to be on our way out. Anywho, let's lure this guy into the pool so we can land a third hit on Jason's apprentice. However, where these skeletons fail disastrously is stairs. They cannot handle stairs well, and he'll start walking back already. So we now need to encourage him with a shotgun and knock him all the way dead. This is very unfortunate, but something in the AI just cannot handle stairs. They can get stuck in the walls, all sorts of things can happen. Oh my god, now he's using his shield. Can you be any more annoying? Please. You stink. Go take a bath. It's about time. There we go. And the third point for Jason's apprentice is ours. Now, of course, there are a few skeletons you can omit. You don't have to do it to each and every one, but I want to show you. Just in case you make a mistake, you will not be screwed and have to reload. So guys, what this skeleton was guarding, and by the way, if you don't care about the achievements or already have it unlocked, whatever, use one of these pits to make him fall. So much easier, as I've done in the original. We find ourselves facing something absolutely fascinating, this gorgeous black pyramid, and it has a couple of indentations.
No.
If you try to put a broken beetle into any of these receptacles, nothing will happen. What you need to do is use the so-called black beetle, the ones that are not hollow, and we need 4 of them to open it. You want to know something funny? There are only 3 on them in this level, and unless you know this in advance, you will think you did something wrong or you missed something, when that's just not the case. And this is why I don't like Tomb Raider 4 splitting levels into smaller fragments. It's awful. This is the key item we'll need to get in Cleopatra's palaces, the 4th black beetle. Okay, now be quick, there's fire approaching the oil. You have actually a little bit more time than it might seem. Even when the fire reaches the oil, it still takes a while for the flash effect and for the fires to be lit up, as you could have seen. So, what to do? We see 2 beetles. Of course, you don't really know which ones are hollow and which ones are functional, because if you check with photo mode, I mean, they're kind of all hollow, right? But here's a neat trick. I've showed this in the original. If you first take the broken beetle here, you will summon a beetle swarm. But if you change the order, and first you take the beetle, and I think this one is fully functional, yep, the black beetle over here. Now that you pick up the broken beetle, you will not see a beetle swarm, which is what I like to take advantage of this time, because I like to do things a little bit differently. By the way, notice that in our inventory we now have black beetle twice and broken beetle once, but if you pick up a second broken beetle, it's still gonna say just once. I don't know why the broken beetle count does not increase, but your pickups count does, and it's important for the Tomb Collector achievement at the end of the game for getting all the goodies, okay? So if you do it in this order, there'll be no beetles harassing you, which is especially important because those things can walk through fire and oil, and they can even climb these steps. And the best line of defense then is to essentially lure them to the central pool and make sure they drop there. That's essentially the gist of it. Okay. But let's again keep going clockwise like this. And I don't think we're gonna be as lucky avoiding beetle swarms this time, but it's fine. There's just one to get here. And I think this one is optional, because this should be a broken beetle if I'm not mistaken. Let's see it. Oh no, this is a correct one, not optional. Oh, okay. And I somehow assumed there's gonna be a beetle swarm. What? Maybe I'm mistaking it with a third and final chamber. Okay, so just taking a look here, we are again at 3 black beetles and we should have 2 broken ones, if the counter would be showing. Always do grabbing jumps there, I can't stress the importance of that enough. So maybe the final 3rd chamber will be the vicious one, let's see. Oh my god, I'm scared. That's the one with the swarm. And fire and oil and... That swan died now. Lara's always gonna recover the same way. So there's that. So this one should therefore be optional. It's gonna punish us with a useless broken beetle and a beetle swarm, right? Yep, that one's hollow, and that's definitely a beetle swarm. Okay. And again, the count has not increased, but we essentially picked up 3 and 3. Now, what I'd like to show you is just these obelisks over here are such a cool bit of detail. I don't know why this is the chamber they put them in, but it's pretty damn awesome. A small consolation for the trauma caused by the beetles. And look at this. This is a high step. They should not be able to make it, but for some reason they do. And if this would be the first one you would enter, you'd have to deal with the beetle swarm. But for some reason they're not able to climb up here. In the original they were able to. This is really odd. Anyway guys, this feels really defeatist, but we need to leave the level now. There's nothing more that can be done here with just 3 functional beetles. That's because the 4th and final beetle is right over here in Cleopatra's palaces. So, you know what, guys? I'm gonna show you the stat screen of what you should see when you wrap up your first visit of Pharos, Temple of Isis. So, let me show you. You should be at 369 pickups. I promised 370 and 371, but 370th is in Cleopatra's palaces, and that will allow us to get us the 371st pickup inside the Black Pyramid here in Pharos. Furthermore, one additional enemy, a golden Reyes, is gonna appear here upon our return. And again, we had 53 since there were no secrets, and we broke already all 8 breakable vessels. And we made nice progress for Jason's Apprentice and raised our Theomachist count by 1. Okay, so that's it, but I'm not even gonna save here. I'm just gonna grab another functional beetle from Cleopatra's palaces and be back for breakfast. Okie dokie, guys, I'm not even gonna show you the stat screen. We're here just for one thing to do with Pharos Temple of Isis only, but just look at this place. This was stunning in the original, and it is absolutely stunning now. They added a little bit of a better lighting, some fog effect. Oh, God, I love this place. But before I gush out about how gorgeous it is, I'm here to do a job, okay? Let's ignore everything and make it straight for this door. And again, our Desert Railroad crowbar is just gonna push us through the entire journey. It's funny, but yeah, it's the most useful tool in the franchise, honestly. Okay, and we're gonna have to crack open another door like this. By the way, in case you're wondering what this is, in the original I was saying, oh, this looks more Greek than Egyptian, but then I realized, that's not Bacchus is the Roman name, or Dionysus is the Greek name. That's probably gonna be Bes, the Egyptian god of sort of being a cheeky bastard is how I would best describe it. So that must be the depiction then. Okay, let's open another door, and we are now overlooking the gorgeous fountain area where we entered the palaces, but what we want to do is be here. And guys, I can't recommend this enough. Please tilt Lara to the left, it's gonna give you extra time. If you choose the wrong direction, you can still save the day, don't worry, I'm gonna show you how. But right here, let's see how much time we had. Whew, that was a close call. We are gonna get our hands on the final 4th fully functional beetle, and there's gonna be no beetle swarm here to torture us, so yay! I think I would like to do just a normal jump. Do not make Lara hit her head on that. And now, I don't think I ever managed to jump directly there. I'm gonna show you a more reliable way, but let's say you choose the wrong side. You do the exact same thing. You climb up here, you jump here, and then you need to make it all the way there and there to get the beetle, but we just saved ourselves a little bit of pain, okay? So, I'm gonna make it there with a grabbing jump to not hit Lara's head, and they actually changed the geometry the moment you picked up the beetle to give you a little step to allow you to actually reach that side. This is clearly the result of some testing, and they realized, oh shit, it's not actually possible to get back, what do we do? Let's put a step in there, whatever. You can see the core era devs thought process there. Okay, and I'm gonna directly transition into safety drop over here. So guys, this first dip into Cleopatra's palaces, I wanted to keep as brief as humanly possible. Looking at the stats, am I scrolling the right way? I think so. At stat screen, you can see that we increased our pickups count to 370, but we did absolutely nothing else in Cleopatra's palaces, just how I like it. The second visit is where we are gonna do everything else. So for now, let's just re-enter Pharos Temple of Isis. Okay, and we have a bit of a welcoming committee over here. See, they do cast magical bolts, just like Sapphire Lee. And... whew, okay, we really dodged those. Anywho, the cool thing about the Reyes appearing in the central of the 3 hallways is that it kind of shows you the way where you're supposed to go. They always do this, even the first one that appeared here. It shows you that this is what leads to the pyramid. So guys, yeah.
No.
Each of these will be rejected if you try to put Broken Beetle, that we should have 3 of, by the way, so make sure to put the Black Beetle instead. Honestly, this feels like opening up a booster pack of Magic the Gathering cards. I always smell those things. You know what I'm talking about? I want to know the smell of the print, especially if it's an older one. There's an entire history breathing at me. And that's how I feel Lara feels right now opening this thing after who knows how long it's been sealed. Smell the past, Lara. Come on, do it. And the top starts levitating, and we see what is in the original look like hieroglyphic inscriptions at the bottom. But now it almost looks like a computer chip. This is some ancient Egyptian sci-fi conspiracy stuff. Not unlike the laser in the map room in The Guardian of Samarkand. You know what? This deserves a picture. I mean, come on. Okay, Steam was a bit slow there, so I did a double picture. Doesn't matter. And there we go. What is it we just picked up? Glad that you asked. Mechanical Scarab. And now you know what the winding key is for. But I'm gonna leave the joy of winding it up for Cleopatra's Palaces. So my friends, we did everything we could in Pharos Temple of Isis, and we didn't even need to save. So again, going to the rightmost passage, let's save before I take the next step. And I would very much like to show you the kind of stat screen we can be proud of wrapping up Pharos Temple of Isis. So my friends, that's it. We got our heads on all 20 goodies in this level, plus 1 additional Black Beetle in Cleopatra's Palaces, raising the total to 371. We landed all 6 skills, raising the total to 202. No secret here, but the 54th secret will wait for us in Cleopatra's Palaces, and the Mechanical Scarab will play an absolutely crucial role there. We have broken all 8 breakable vessels, raising the total to 124. We did a Theomachist handstand in front of Cleopatra's or Isis statue, I'm still not sure which it is, and we drowned 3 skeletons for Jason's Apprentice. So no achievement to be unlocked here, but guys, get this, we're gonna unlock 5 delicious achievements in Cleopatra's Palaces. But that's why I'm gonna include this as part of today's video. It's a longer video, you know how much I like to make longer videos, and I just didn't want to leave you guys hanging and waiting for the end of the Alexandria chapter. So with that, let's take a few steps to a gorgeous loading screen. So hello and welcome everyone to Cleopatra's Palaces. This time when we enter for the second time we don't get the cool sweeping shot we did the first time, which is a bit of a bummer. Nevertheless, I'd like to officially now welcome you here. So in today's second dip through the Cleopatra's Palaces, although the first one was just to get 1 item, we are gonna find the remaining 31 goodies, raising the total to 392. Okay, we are also gonna land all 15 kills, raising the total to 217, and we are gonna find these levels and Alexandria's final secret, which means we are gonna raise it to 54 and unlock Codex of Alexandria. We are also gonna, of course, unlock an achievement. Do not take too long thinking it over for just beating the final Alexandria level. When it comes to the Oops achievement, we're gonna make serious progress. 12 breakable boxes, raising the total to 136. And like I'd already said in the previous level, there's another great statue where we need to make a Theomachist handstand, which means we will raise it eventually to 6 by 1. For the rest of the achievements, we already started work on Jason's Apprentice, where we drowned 3 skeletons in Pharos. I'm gonna show you how to drown more skeletons here in Cleopatra's Palaces, but at this point all it takes is 2 additional ones, but I'm gonna show you how to do it to as many as reasonably possible. What's gonna be really interesting is that there are 2 more achievements we need to unlock to the total number of 5, and these are rather interesting. Remember the statue I mentioned for Theomachist? We'll need to keep it safe, make sure no harm comes to it and by consequence to Lara, it will make sense later on. Then we'll unlock double trouble for keeping it safe. The problem with this achievement is how poorly it is implemented. You won't know if you've succeeded or failed unless you're paying really close attention, and this achievement only unlocks when you beat the level, by which point it can be a bit too late to do anything about it if you oversaved, so we need to be really careful here. And finally, this is my favorite achievement of today's level, Octavian's Legacy. Defeat both Cleopatra's guardians using pistols only and without taking any damage. And you know what, guys, for this one I think I'm gonna enable golden pistols just to do it with a bit more flair. Also, there's guides for this online that I found really bad. There's such an easy method to bring these guys down without taking damage. I have my own figured out and I'm gonna show it to you. Okay, so let's get into the palaces proper. First of all, I guess this would be an official entrance deeper into Cleopatra's palaces, but this wooden barrier will never ever open. But we're gonna find ourselves on the other side using an alternate trapped method. Also, I think there's a medpack there on New Game Plus, just saying. Anywho, if you do take a dip into this gorgeous fountain over here, this might be a bit of an optical illusion, but you can swim down here, and I do not understand why this is not a secret. But if you enter here, you put Lara's arm into a niche. By the way, I loved how she's using her left arm even though she's right-handed, because that's the one she'd rather lose, you know, than the right. I would be doing the same. You're gonna make an entire floor corner go down, allowing you to destroy an object for the Oops achievement and pick up explosive crossbow bolts, but it's not a secret, despite in many ways being more secret than the actual secret of the level. So this is really easy to miss. I'm gonna mark it in the description section as Secret 0, okay, just to ensure, with its own timestamp. Furthermore, that's how we can go deeper into the palace, but remember when we were up here trying to get to the final functional beetle? Well, there were a few breakable vessels I omitted, because I wanted to focus everything into this one proper Cleopatra Palaces video, and this one is unfortunately empty. Also, nothing in the corner over here, and you already know the passage that led to the broken beetle. However, if you do decide to take a look through the balcony, you get a shot showing you a skeleton started awakening behind you. You know what I want to do at this point? Nope. I was hoping one shot would do it, but that's fine. I don't think, yeah, he never quite makes it into the fountain, so no progress for Jason's apprentice here, but that's fine. There's plenty more skeletons, but just wanted to show this to you. And now we can go down. By the way, there is absolutely nothing in this dark corner. This would make a cool place for a breakable box, I think. So anyway, we're at a correct height. And this is, by the way, where these steps from outside lead to, in case you were wondering. But this one's not empty, thank goodness. Okay, I'm curious, how many medpacks do we have? We've been stocking up, not using anything. 72 small, 43 large medpacks. Oh my god. There's, yeah, like I said, it has overabundance of medpacks, Tomb Raider 4, because there's not really many situations to use them in. You're constantly moving from level to level between loading screens, your health bar is refilled, there aren't that many enemies, and the few dangerous traps that are here kill you outright, they don't actually deal damage, so yeah, it's a bit odd. Now guys, I'd like to explain something. Your tomb raiding senses must be tingling. You don't need to be an absolute veteran to know this is bad news. Spikes will protrude from the floor. What you need to do is set them off first. Because the entrance to Cleopatra's palaces is blocked off via that wooden barrier, we are taking entrance for naughty people. And we have just the tool to get by this. This is why we collected the winding key and the mechanical scarab in Pharos. And now you cannot just press action when standing here. You need to walk there manually, open up your inventory and use the mechanical scarab. If you place it, let's say, anywhere else randomly, right? Like this, it will just be on a place and start hopping and frolicking. And nothing will happen. And when you re-pick it up, by the way, your pickups count is not going to increase. You cannot artificially increase it that way, which is good. I'm glad they worked at least this out. But if you step on a tile like this, Lara will put it down. It's going to take a while for the Scarab Beetle to align itself perfectly to the middle. And from that point, by the way, you can interrupt it via picking it up, but we don't want to do that now. You can let it go through the 3 spikes, okay? And that's it, the trap is set off. What you want to do is re-pick it up. Again, doesn't increase your pickup count, as it shouldn't. That's very good. And now, going to the left over here. Remember, this entire time, we've been carrying... Oh my god, wrong side again. I hate this inventory. Just give me my 3 circles, please. Left gauntlet is what we picked up in Temple of Poseidon. All other pieces of the armor are in Cleopatra's palaces. I wish they'd be more spread out, but that's not really the case. So left gauntlet, and now a right gauntlet. Look at that. They're just mere reflections of one another, as they should be, but a skeleton. And we want to drown this guy. So, this timing is a bit tricky. Unfortunately, the trap isn't gonna crush it to help you, although in this case that's good because we want to drown the guy. So let's take a left here. You will resummon another skeleton. And these two gentlemen will now drown, which is just how we like it. Don't fire too soon or you'll just help him cross to the other shore. And there we go, Jason's Apprentice is ours. Drown 5 Royal Guard skeletons in the water. So if you did your homework in Pharos, this is how easy it is, how early you can unlock it. Now, we are facing another wooden door, but this one will only open... Oh, it's not wooden, it's stone slab even, wow. But we'll open it from the other side. For now, you have the choice of a right path and the left path. Please pick the left path in case you're interested in this level's one and only secret. What the game doesn't tell you, and I find this pinnacle of the kind of evil Tomb Raider 4 does, is that this mechanical scarab has only 3 charges in it. Each time you use it to set off a trap, a charge is spent. A charge is not spent if you just place it on the ground and re-pick it up. If you then try to use it for the 4th time, let's say you want to clean the place and set off all the traps like a completionist would, it's gonna explode and you're gonna be blocked off from accessing the final secret, which, by the way, happens to be right around the corner here. But there is a longer, non-mechanical scarab way to reach it, so we're gonna save that charge for this final path to reach the final secret of Alexandria. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. For now, how to overcome this? Well, notice the little step here. You can go left or right. From the right one, you get a view from the window over here, but there's no point. We're gonna see it more close later on anyway. Breakable vessel and another sarcophagus. I think this one will have a small pool, which is incredibly difficult to push a skeleton into, but I'm gonna do my best. And again, the skeleton is gonna appear when we do a bit of grave robbing. This should give us a sandal or grief or something like that. Let's see. Right, grieve. Okay. Looks a bit funny. Although, look how it looked in the original. This looked nothing like the Armor of Horus. These placeholder objects were terrible in the OG. I really like what the remasters did. Okay, now how the hell do we get you into the pool of... Oh, you know what? That's not a bad angle at all. Yay! Oh my god, I've never done this so easily. So that's another good candidate for Jason's Apprentice, in case you missed something in Pharos or here. Okay, we timed it well. By the way, one cool thing I want to show you is that this is a winged bird, and in its talons it holds the blades. I really love this design, and you know what? To me, this is absolutely picture-worthy. Let's do it like that. It should be a guardian, not someone trying to cut our head off. But, well, I guess it guards the sarcophagi. Oh, that's right. We cannot drop down here. We would make no progress. Instead, we can go like this into the room that we've been looking at through the grated window over there. Now, watch out, because a skeleton will soon appear. I think as soon as... Oh, yeah, it's already here. So let's open the door out. And very important thing, guys, whether you care about Jason's Apprentice or not, or you already unlocked it, please do not blow up this skeleton. That blast radius has a nasty side effect of blowing up breakable vessels inside this adjacent room. And if you do that, you might increase your breakable vessels count, sure, but you are not getting the goodies inside. If these vessels are broken without you being inside the room, the goodies they contain permanently disappear off the game. This is a bug in the original Tomb Raider 4. Full disclosure, I haven't actually tested if this bug is present in the remaster, but just in case it is, be very careful. Nevertheless, guys, that was the 7th, I believe, skeleton we let to pool, so that's pretty awesome. I think 7 is the highest number you can do that to. Oh, and by the way, you can see this has raised, and you can use this to grab the ledges and shimmy all the way here. This is useful in case you didn't use this trap to get through, but the one on the opposite side, okay? But by then you will have locked yourself out of a secret, so make sure that never ever happens. If you did things correctly, you will not need this stone step, but I appreciate they put it here for people who maybe, you know, are not after all the secrets, just want to beat the level. Anywho, remember, we used the niche underneath the fountain at the very beginning to make this accessible, and whilst not a secret, I'm marking this as secret 0 with a timestamp in the description below, so you can access it. It's as simple as that. Explosive arrows are our reward, okay guys? Now, let's take care of the vessels over here. Oops, that's odd. I thought that would... Oh, okay, we don't need to crawl from that height. Gotcha, because of the step. Anywho, large medpack, and I believe explosive arrows is what we would have lost if we were throwing explosive just outside of this chamber. By the way, pretty awesome mural here. That could be Cleopatra wooing someone, giving them flowers? I'm not really sure. Okay, and this should look very familiar. I think Steve of War called it Ancient Egyptian Dildo. This, he's not wrong, but this should look familiar. It's, again, I chose the wrong side, Pharos Pillar. So the same thing we found in the Lost Library of Alexandria. It's a bit lame that they're repeating the same key item. I mean, come on, guys. Couldn't you have done something, I don't know, some kind of Cleopatra's personal effect or something way cooler than that? Now, I'm very nervous when they get close because of the poison. And I don't want to use a medpack. But that's it for the Reyes. Awesome. We're done with this beast. And over here should be... Oh no, there's nothing there. But there is something in the sarcophagus here. By the way, this is the wooden barrier, I believe, at the beginning of the level. That's on the other side of the fountain, you know, where we started. This is why we need the mechanical scarab to overcome the traps via a side entrance into the palaces. And I remember Jean-Yves telling us no sightseeing, but... we're definitely here for sightseeing. Anywho, another zodiac sign, just like that. And yeah, you can now use the stairs over here to approach this chamber. Okay. By the way, this is the trap we did not set off at the beginning. It might seem like it would be a huge shortcut. We took the longer route, but as a result, we are still able to get the the first and only secret of the level. Now guys, over here you might be thinking, when you grave rob this sarcophagus, a skeleton will appear, and we could lead it to the fountain and take care of it that way. No, don't. Because this guy will not walk through stairs, okay? Since we didn't set off the trap here, our only option would be to do it the longer route, and the skeleton always refuses to go up the stairs, so our only option here is to just blow the bastard up. Get in the habit of doing that for New Game Plus. So we took some small damage from the blast radius, but we're still doing great, I think. So anyway. Okay, guys, and if you're wondering where this staircase leads to, well, it's back to the room where we opened the large double door. It's just kind of nicer, you know, to go via under the watchful eyes of, heck, I don't know who those are supposed to be. Pharaohs of the past, Cleopatra's ancestors, although I guess they would be Greek, but nevertheless. Here we go, and now we are on the other side of this trap that we did not trigger. Instead, we're gonna do it right here. Okay, this should be the final good charge the Scarab has left. Oh, thank God it's not shaking violently. If it would be, that would mean we are screwed. Okay, Lara, get ready to unlock the Codex of Alexandria when we cross the threshold there. Yay! There we go. We can repick it up. We don't have to at this point. And there we go. Collect all secrets in Alexandria levels. Well, we collected a secret, but not the goodies inside the secret. And just, guys, watch this. This is insane. We got explosive crossbow bolts, small medpack, then white shot shotgun shells, normal shotgun shells, the good ones, normal shotgun shells again. Makes me happy we get the good ammunition more. Then again. Isn't this wonderful? But honestly, I'm in it for the explosive crossbow bolts mostly. Now guys, couple of things. If you like the mechanical scarab, because it's so cute and adorable and you want to carry it for the rest of the game, it's gonna disappear the moment you're gonna make it to the next chapter of the game. So let me instead show you what would happen if you wanted to use it to set off a fourth trap. Okay, let's say we put it here. And we want to just clean the place of all dangers. It starts shaking violently. You can quickly pick it up and stop the inevitable, but ultimately, there's only one way this can end. Yep. Farewell, mechanical scarab and winding key. And again, the game doesn't tell you this. I somehow wish the remasters, when opening up the inventory screen, would show you, like, I don't know, 3 charges left, 2 charges left, 1 charge left, something. But no, they decided to respect the original, which is fair. And the original is just twisted, evil, and mean. And of course, if you oversaved your game and you're not making a good save system, then you are absolutely royally screwed. Anyway, we haven't yet saved in Cleopatra's palaces. Let's do something about that. And this place intimidates me to no end. First and foremost, guys, you need to pick up the small med bag over here. When you do, something cool will happen here, and also notice this step. It will get higher to allow us to continue. But we need to pick this up first. And this right here, my friends, is what the Double Trouble achievement refers to. Golden Lara. Yes, this is the result of Midas's touch in a way, but we need to keep this Lara safe. It's our twin. However, it's also, I guess, technically unkillable enemy, because it casts a shadow and Lara aims at it. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna fix my mistake from 2021. I'm including Golden Lara as the final enemy we will not kill into the scrolling text. Okay, so first things first, we can do a handstand in front of Golden Lara. Let me finally do this properly. Yay! And there we go. Now let's take a picture. And we have 3/4 of Theomachist done, which is awesome, since that achievement has been haunting us for so long. Furthermore, in the original, Golden Lara was an excellent target dummy. Each time you deal damage to her, you will see your own health bar decreasing, just like the doppelganger in Tomb Raider 1, which is a nice nod to that situation, indeed. So she was a target dummy, and you can compare all kinds of weaponry and see how powerful it is, with the exception of a revolver, which we do not have yet. So it might get a bit better in New Game Plus, because we'll have all weapons from the get-go, but at that point, any kind of boss that you will deal damage to is a good target dummy with the boss health bar. So, keeping in mind Double Trouble, we need to keep Golden Lara safe. What's gonna make things complicated is there are gonna be more Golden Reyes appearing here, and they'll be only too eager to start hitting her. Not hitting on her, that'd be the better scenario. So let's get the crossbow out, and let's immediately turn to explosive arrows, which is our safest bet to do away with the Reyes before them, or bloodthirsty Lara starting to aim at her golden double will deal damage. And I'm gonna show you the point where the first Reyes appears, and I'm gonna try and save the game there, because that's kind of the backup I'd like to have, and everything can go wrong from that point on. Okay. Oh, and there's some mandatory damage here as well. But I guess we don't care about that, because we'll need to defeat the final bosses without taking damage. Anywho, guys, when we climb up, let's just make sure we save the game here. There we go, and there's the first Golden Reyes. It's behind the ledge at the top, so aiming is gonna be a little bit... Yeah, it's not very good, is it? You know what, for this... Oh my god, where is it? Okay, Lara missed with the first one and wasted it, but nevertheless, what's important is that we got rid of the damn thing without it dealing damage to Golden Lara. They can deal damage to us, but I wouldn't risk it. Let's just make sure they don't deal damage at all. This is a dead end, by the way, in case you're wondering why I made it to the other side. Okay, what's worse, these bastards will be accompanied by a couple of skeletons as well. But first, let's prioritize. Okay, there's just one golden harpy we need to worry about. Let's break this box, it's empty. Let's get the shotgun out, because you know what will happen the moment we make it here. Yep, he will awaken thinking he's so smart. He ambushed us, we would never see this coming. Well, I have bad news for you, bozo. Yeah, think of that as you take your trip down. Now guys, couple of things. We need 2 key items to get into the final chamber, Cleopatra's throne room, which is gonna have one of my favorite cutscenes of the game. For that, we need to activate 2 of these levers and take mandatory damage. One of these is gonna result in a harpy appearing. Oh, I guess it's the other one. I can never tell if it's the left or the right one, or from which perspective, but that's fine. We need to trigger both of them and then make it all the way back up. This is very annoying design. I don't like it one bit. In general, mandatory damage is just... it's not good design. Damage you take should always be your own fault. Okay, so... when we press this one, things will get scary. Let's immediately get the crossbow. Oh, thank God. It could not even fire a single magical shot. Now, we did take damage, but that was from falling when triggering those switches. So, my friends, Golden Lara should now be safe. But again, the game technically doesn't know when to award you this achievement, because you can just come back and shoot her and hit her and invalidate it. So it will only unlock at the very end of the level. By which point, like I said, it might be too late to change anything. So what I recommend is, the next time you save the game, save it on a separate save slot. It's really the only way to be sure. Nevertheless, let's not forget the penultimate, I think, breakable vessel. Then a skeleton over here. Yeah, I guess when he's gonna wake up. Careful about that, don't wanna hit your head on the ceiling and fall down. Falling down is for the skeletons, see? They like it. And now, it's quite dark, so I'm gonna light a flare here. And we're gonna get something odd. A stick. I mean, the treasures are just really wild, aren't they? It's gonna get a bit weirder on the other side, because this is gonna be the top of the lollipop stick. A very weird looking head. Well, see, this, my friends, is, I think, Hathor effigy. Let's see, or is it after combining? No, there it is. So this should be Goddess Hathor. They really didn't do her justice. We can combine this with Ornate Handle to create Portal Guardian. Sure, I would honestly call this Hathor effigy, but okay. And we're now gonna put the lollipop on the stick on top of here, and somehow it's gonna hold and not fall down, and this is what opens the door to Cleopatra's throne room. But gotcha! There's a skeleton to take care of, the final one in the game. My friends, it's time to say farewell to my most favorite enemy type. Okay, guys, so assuming no harm came to Golden Lara, and I'm only gonna find out when it's a little bit too late, let's break the final breakable vessel, get our hands on Uzi clips, and now I think it's only fair that for this achievement we are gonna activate golden pistols, because we are gonna let the pistols do the talking. Feature available upon linking game to Society of Raiders. I showed you at the beginning of the video how to do this, and now I'm gonna save the game here, but on a separate save slot, so that we can always go back and retry a double trouble should something go wrong. And besides, I'm gonna then save again at the very end of the level. We have not quite reached it yet. So anywho, let's see Lara do something absolutely amazing. I hate these things, they creep me out. Nevertheless, we need to find a way to take care of them with pistols without taking damage. And my friends, let me introduce you to the winning strategy. Get as close as possible and confuse them. That's it. They do not actually hurt you if you touch them or if they step on you or anything like that. They'll try to get into a slow crouching position, which is really odd way to behave, and try to fire off a blast. See? Just like that. But this is really easy to avoid, and something tells me this is even easier with modern controls. But again, I haven't actually tested it on modern controls. I don't particularly like them. But if you do, give this a go. Let me know how that went. Okay, now the difficult part. We need to avoid these whilst approaching him. Okay, I think our health bar did not decrease. I guess we'll find out real soon. My friends, I hope you like my winning strategy. This is really it. Everything we practiced back in Tomb Raider 2. And it works like a charm. Assuming we didn't take a hit, I actually barely even noticed our health bar. Should be easier to notice if you have the health bar toggled on instant rather than smooth. Whoa, that was close. Yeah, you don't want to give him time to actually crouch fully. And this is it. This is Octavian's legacy. This is how easy it is. Defeat both Cleopatra's guardians using only Lara's pistols and without taking damage. And we did it, guys, using Lara's golden pistols, which automatically makes this 10 times better. So, this was fun. Let's come back to reality and disable them. And let's pick up the final pieces of the Armor of Horus. We have the gauntlets and right greave. We need the left greave and chest plate. Oh, this is the chest plate. Look how it looked in the original. Yeah. It now has a slot for the Armor of Horus, because that's where you're supposed to put it. That's how it combines. Look at this nonsense in the original. Yeah, this is so much better. I really, really like what they did with the Armor of Horus. By the way, to make sure that you pick up the Armor of Horus before proceeding, this tile and this tile is a trapdoor that only opens when you get your hands on the armor. Okay, guys, so there we go. There is the right greave, and we have everything, and get used to scrolling even more through your goddamn inventory, because we'll be carrying this all the way to the final level. Yeah, at least we'll get rid of the broken beetle and broken glasses, but it's still too much, I'm sorry. Anyway, guys, let's actually find out if Double Trouble worked, and if Don't Take Too Long Thinking It Over worked. Oh, by the way, we can take a sneak peek what's behind the level end corner. It's darker in the original, but here we see just a dead-end corridor. I thought as much. Anywho, guys, I am going to save the game here. Oh, actually, I just realized that means that I'm not gonna have a backup save for Double Trouble. I'm gonna take that risk and check the statistics screen. So, this, my friends, were Cleopatra's palaces. We got in our hands on all 32 goodies, raising the total to 402. We also got our hands on all 15 kills, raising the total to 217. And we have found this level's one and only secret, unlocking Codex of Alexandria. We have also broken all 12 breakable vessels, raising the total in Oops achievement to 136. We have also unlocked Jason's Apprentice for drowning, I think overall 7 skeletons in water, so you have a margin for error with 2 of them, although one of them is fairly tricky. We have also unlocked Octavian's Legacy, defeating the final bosses using Lara's, well, we did it with golden pistols. And now, if I'm not mistaken, we did also progress for the Theomachist achievement in front of Lara's golden statue. We have 2 more achievements to think about, and that's just beating the Alexandria chapter, do not take too long thinking it over, and Double Trouble, which is supposed to unlock here or at the end of the FMV cutscene. We'll see what happens, guys. I am as nervous as you are. Whoa, wish me luck. Let's see if the achievements worked, and then I'm gonna say thanks to my absolutely amazing patrons.
Congratulations, you survived to fight another day. I trust that you now have all the armor. Jean-Yves shall be escorting us to Cairo, not entirely of his own free will, I admit. A simple trade, his life for the armor of Horus. Do not take too long thinking it over. Yours apologetically, Werner.
Do not take too long thinking it over, finish Alexandria chapter, and may I just say how rude this is. Oh my god, what is happening? Well, anywho, guys, before the inevitable happens, I'm gonna say thanks to my absolutely amazing patrons. Blangupal, Mick, Severin Drax, Enstickle, Katie Danger, Boo2, Basic Bryony, and Bino. Thank you guys so much for being my loyal Winstons and for keeping the mechanical Scarab away from the tourists, preserving its final 3 charges. Next, I would like to say big thanks to my caretaker Winstons, Michael McConkie, Karavetu, Renegade Derny, Blanket Fox, Jonathan Jones, Dig the Bee, and PD92. Thank you guys so much for your support of the channel, and also for taking young Lara out for fishing many times in the past. You taught her patience, and today she was able to score her biggest catch yet, the hammerhead shark. I would also like to give special thanks to my brave veteran Winstons, Andrea Paviglianiti, Alexander, and Richard Dearman. Thank you guys so much for your valiant support of the channel, and also for securing the royal entourage for our guided tour of Cleopatra's palaces today. Was Lara didn't like them at all and drowned them all, I on the other hand had an absolute blast with these guys. Get it? Blast? Anyway, I'll just move on. And finally, I would like to give one very, very special thanks to my one and only fine vintage Winston, Akira Foxmind. Thank you so much for your long and extremely generous support of the channel. And also today, thank you for freezing her bodyguards in place and kicking Cleopatra out of her throne, making place for Lara's aristocratic buttocks. Her sitting on Cleopatra's throne is one of her greatest tomb raiding achievements, and it just couldn't have been done without you. And on a final note, I'd like to say thanks to my free Patreon members, as well as to each and every one of you for making it to the end of this gargantuan video. It took me forever to do. I never expected Pharos and Cleopatra's palaces to take this long, but with the release of Major Patch number 2, that complicated things somewhat. I do hope you found my coverage of at least Tomb Raider 4 Remastered interesting. If you want the full coverage for all 3 games, please check out TheGameBreakersUK's channel. He also did an interesting coverage for the small changes done to 1 to 3 Remastered. Outside of including golden pistols there, it's rather bad changes, but he has you covered for that, not me. Furthermore guys, I'm just very happy I managed to release this video before catching an early train tomorrow, as I'll be gone for a couple of days unfortunately, but the moment I'm back, I will be working on the next section of the game, Cairo, which is the opposite of a fan favorite. Everyone dislikes it, everyone tells me that's when they give up on the game. For me, honestly, that's Giza, not Cairo. I do have a bit of a soft spot for Cairo. The way it combines ancient and urban setting together is pretty interesting. Plus, remasters after Major Patch 1, and we'll see what Major Patch 2 did, if I'll notice anything different, have done a lot of work to make the environments feel more refreshing and interesting. So we'll see when I get there. But you've seen how explosive the beginning of the first City of the Dead level is already. Nevertheless guys, I'm gonna go on a trip. The moment I'm back, I'm gonna start working on this so I can bring you the next video already next week. And until I'll see you again, I wanna wish all of you happy raiding.